In the editing stages of our bulletin, we learnt how to mix and layer tracks together to create a more professional piece, with sound motifs such as the two jingles at the start and the end of the bulletin. We layered tracks on top of one another to make the bulletin more complex, as there would be more than one thing going on at the same time. Whereas this was not the case in the prelim task, as the content was very basic. We used musical stings to separate the headlines from each other and also the main news section. We did this in Adobe Audition by bringing up the volume of the intro sound bed at certain points. We had a sound bridge or bed running underneath the main news stories to enhance the continuity of the bulletin and also to make sure the transition between each news story was smooth. We didn't need to separate each news story itself with any music, as we had two other presenters and also used an interview on Vox Pops, which created a sort of natural separation. The direct address of the bulletin would help make our target audience feel valued and important, as the news stories are more relevant to them. The seriousness of our hard news story was conveyed by the tone and language used in the presenters' voiceovers. This story also had an interview which was quite formal, and this made it more appropriate for the topic. There was some ambient sound in this interview which could have been distracting for the listeners, as it took place in an open space with lots of people moving around the area, so we reduced this sound in the editing stage until we were happy that it wouldn't be distracting for the listeners. In the Off the Wall story, there is an element of humour because the content's more unexpected, and this is also reflected in the collection of Vox Pops that we got from the people. The dialogue in Vox Pops came from local people with older accents, therefore it's in keeping with our target audience. Although in the preliminary task we did use a sound effect of laughter during the interview, it wasn't as effective as it could have been, as our editing skills were limited at the time and no other sound clips were used apart from the jingle. This proves that our editing skills have improved a lot from the preliminary task and that our main task is much more sophisticated.